Okay guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. In today's video, how to get the maximum results in just 3 hours a week. Now you hear a lot of people talk about this, you don't need to live in a gym, and I'm gonna go over with you today a good strategy to get the majority of the progress you'll ever need in just 3 hours a week. This is something that I've done with myself, with hundreds of clients, so it's coming from a place of experience, okay? Now, when we talk about maximum results, majority of the time we're talking about being leaner and having more muscle. Whether you're male or female, the majority of us wanna have less fat on our body and more muscle on our body, right? So the goal is to do that in just 3 hours a week, and today I'm gonna run it down for you. Now, we have to understand this, weight training over cardio. This is the first thing I put down. We should be looking to weight train over cardio. Building muscle can only really be done in a gym, okay? So every time you go into a gym, the primary goal should be to build muscle, okay? So if you want to get the maximum results in just 3 hours a week, weight training over cardio. And as we only have 3 days in the gym, we're looking at 3 1-hour sessions, okay? We want to do 3 full body sessions, okay? Between 45 and 60 minutes. We want to train our whole body in that session, so push, pull, upper, lower, the whole lot, quads, hamstrings, chest, back. We're better off pairing them together to save time. For example, a bench press into a row, a leg press into a hamstring curl. You can go upper, lower, or you can go push and pull together. But by doing that, you can get the most amount done in the shortest amount of time. Get in, get out, and warm up through the movements you're about to perform. You notice I put between 45 and 60 minutes for a session because, in my opinion, if you're overweight and the goal is to lose fat, I would try and keep the weights down to about 45 minutes, and I would then add in some HIIT cardio, which I'm gonna go into shortly, okay? Now, if you are underweight and the goal is to look amazing, the goal is a small surplus, okay? Not a big fat dirty bulk where you put on as much muscle as you can. The goal is a small surplus. If you are overweight, guys, the goal should be a small deficit. So let me break down why I've said small surplus. The bigger the bulk, the higher the calories, the more fat you put on. The more fat you put on, the more fat that has to come off. We want to go through a lean gaining phase to try and stay lean and put on muscle nice and slow. It can only come on so quick, okay? So a small surplus. Find your maintenance, sit just above it with a good amount of protein in. If you're overweight, the reason why I've said a small deficit and not a huge deficit is because we want to, first of all, not starve ourselves. We have to understand that if we really want to do this, we need to be patient and consistent. So we say small deficit from food. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create a bigger deficit by driving our output up, okay? So what do I mean by that? We only sit slightly under our maintenance calories, but then things like steps can come up. Cardio can come up, whether it's HIIT or LISS, high intensity cardio or low intensity cardio. We can implement things like fasting and things like that, which I'm going to get into in just a second, okay? When you're overweight, the goal should be to drive energy expenditure up, not to starve yourself, okay? If you starve yourself, you're going to struggle to build muscle, you're going to fall off track, and this ends up failing, and if you lose this, you're out, okay? So, you see here, I've put things like protein. Whether in a small deficit or a small surplus, we need to make sure we have adequate protein, which is about 2 grams per kilogram of body weight. Don't overcomplicate it. Now, one thing you'll notice is in this small deficit, okay, when the goal is to lose body fat as well, we need to enjoy our lives as well. If you're gonna go on a 12-month, a year's program where you want to try and get in shape of your life and you're a busy dad, busy mum, but you haven't got time, you need to be able to enjoy yourself as well. And we can still enjoy our weekends and stay in our small deficit by doing things like fasting. For example, okay, let's say it's a Saturday and you want to go out for dinner with your friends, with your partner, or a couple of drinks with your friends, and you still want to lose body fat, okay? By skipping breakfast, maybe having a very, very small lunch and banking calories for the evening, you can still go out on a Saturday with your friends. I've done so many videos on this, by the way. Stay within your calories and still make progress and almost have that mental reset where you can then stay on track, okay? So that is that. That kind of leads me nicely to not over restricting, okay? It is a game of calories. If your training's dialed in, which it should be if you're following a good 3-day plan, and your protein is dialed in, you don't need to over restrict, okay? So if you're sparing 300 calories in the evening for something you enjoy, it's okay. You do not have to eat chicken and rice, fish and rice, and egg whites. Those days are gone, okay? So, cardio post-workout. Now, one thing I want to make pretty clear is if you are underweight and don't really have much body fat on you and you're trying to build muscle and you're in your small surplus, you don't really need to do much cardio. If you're training hard enough and your sessions are intense and to failure, it will elevate your heart rate. There's an element of cardio in that. You don't really need to be excessive with your cardio. To be honest, if you're too excessive with it, first of all, it kind of defeats the whole point of this video, and then you need to increase your food. But if you're the average person watching this, where you've got some fat to lose, you don't have much time, you've got kids, you've got a job, okay, I would recommend having cardio. This is why I put 45 minutes for training, because just to be time efficient and to be as effective as possible, I'd recommend throwing in some HIIT cardio at the end of your session. That might be 45 minutes of weights. You might finish with 10 minutes of HIIT on something where you can drive intensity through the roof as quick as possible without getting injured, like a rowing machine, like an assault bike, like a spin bike, maybe like a ski erg, not something where you've got to sit on a treadmill and wait 20 seconds to get up to full speed, then you've got to jump off. Okay, we want to drive output as quick as possible. So if you were to go 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off for 10 rounds, a couple minutes warming up, okay, it takes about 15 minutes and it would absolutely destroy you, by the way. Okay, you probably have to build up to 30 on, 30 off, 10 rounds. Realistically, you're starting with 5 rounds at 20 seconds on, 40 seconds off. But by adding in a little bit of cardio, HIIT cardio a couple of times a week, it will make a huge difference on your body fat, your endurance, your ability to recover, your output, the way you can train, the way you can recover in just a short period of time. Remember what this video is about. I can't sit here saying, yeah guys, do 3 times 40 minutes a week on the treadmill and then do a bit of cross training and then swim on the weekends. You don't have time, it's the whole point. In and out, 45 minutes of training, blitz your HIIT cardio, bounce. If obviously you have the time on weekends and stuff, then I would recommend some added cardio, but again, kind of defeats this whole video, and that would be something you enjoy. Don't go on a treadmill on a Stairmaster because your favorite influencer told you to do so if you hate the treadmill and the Stairmaster. The reason I use the Stairmaster is because I can work on it and time flies, simple. Okay, this leads me to kind of my last couple of things here. We've got to be consistent, guys. Everybody wants to get in amazing shape. Everybody wants to build muscle, but everybody wants it yesterday and nobody really wants to put the work in. It takes years and years and years, or months and months and months to get an amazing result, okay? You don't just do 3 sessions and you look amazing, okay? It's gonna take time. So it's important you enjoy the process because that is the most important thing. I've been training for 15 years straight and I still enjoy doing it, okay? I've just trained now. I'm gonna go and do cardio tonight and then jump in the sauna and I'm looking forward to it. If you don't enjoy it, you'll never ever stick to it. So find a routine that works for you, whatever it is, but 3 times a week, an hour per session, a lot of people can fit that into their routine, which is why I've said it, okay? And last but not least, guys, we need to have patience. Like I said, it just takes time. In my experience with clients, I've worked with hundreds of clients over the last few years, anywhere from 12 weeks to a year for some people to get in great shape, build good habits and be able to maintain it long term. So if you like this video, make sure to give it a like, give it a comment. If you want me to answer any questions, drop me a DM on my Instagram or leave it in the comment section below and I'll keep pumping them out. Thank you.